Welcome everybody to the K&B Music Den. As always, I'm Brad. You, sir?
I'm everybody's friend, Keith. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really well. I'm really excited to do this video. It's been a while. Like we've been talking about this one because I have no idea what the hell we're doing. What is this video?
Oh, you don't know
You
what we're
said
doing
I have no clue. You said we're going to do a
What?
video, but then didn't fill me in on
Now.
anything.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is that you're ready to do this video, but you don't have any idea what it is because I didn't tell you anything.
You kept me in the dark. Yeah.
Well, it's time for you to see the light, my friend.
All right. Sounds good.
So, as you folks that follow the channel know, once in a while we like to do these surprise videos where we catch the other guy off guard. We just throw something at him, and this, helps to show all of you at home how musically, educated we are, and how intelligent we are, or we are not. So we'll find out.
Yeah.
But no, I think you're gonna like this one, buddy. Excuse me. So I don't know why I got this idea in my head the other day. You know how, especially nowadays in like Nashville and stuff, how these record labels, other types of publishing houses, things like that, for songwriters, will try to pair up different songwriters with each other to try and get magic to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Chris Stapleton started as, a writer for others, and so many other people did too.
Sure.
And now some of those went on to have their own careers, of course. But there's kind of like people that rise to being like the hot guy or the hot girl for a while in Nashville. Like, oh man, if I could get a writing credit or a session with them, it could change my whole life and all that. So it's a whole big, some of that's
Yeah.
kind of manufactured, in my opinion, down there. But sometimes it does come up with some great results. So my thought on this was, I'm going to put you on the spot. And of course, I have my answers prepared because I know what the video is about. So I will let you think about yours if you want me to talk about my choice first, or choices. But I want you to put three songwriters in a room together. It doesn't matter if they're still alive or not. This is a fantasy thing, obviously.
Okay.
But here's the catch. Your first songwriter you choose has to be from either the 60s or 70s. Now, obviously, folks, what I mean by that is, someone who was most famous or best known for their best work was in the 60s or 70s. Obviously, some bands that were around in the 70s are still going strong and touring today in 2024. Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about. And when I say a 60s or 70s artist, you know what I mean. Hopefully. So your first one will be from the 60s or 70s. Your second songwriter will be from the 80s or 90s.
Okay.
Okay. And then your third one will be from the year 2000 to today. As far as like their peak, their prominence, their best known for their best work, whatever. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So if you want to take a moment, I don't know if you have a piece of paper or if you just want to use your head. I can start with at least my first one and see how far you get with your thought process, or I could just do all of mine and then you do all yours, however you want to do it. But I'll get us started here.
Okay.
So my songwriter that I'm going to choose from the 60s and 70s era, you know me pretty well, buddy. Do you have a guess on this one?
I do not.
Okay.
My brain's still right now going.
Yeah, you're trying to get your own list straight.
I am, yeah.
Which is fair. Well, I'll tell you and the folks at home then, as you think of yours. Gosh, so many great ones to choose, but the first person I'm letting into that room, that think tank, to try and get some magic going, is Sir Paul McCartney. So, I mean, song. And again, by the way, with this list, it's all about sitting and writing songs together. It's not about, well, he could cover the bass and the drums and do lead and background. No, it's not about that at all. It's just about writing the song.
Yeah.
For this exercise. So, but still, Sir Paul McCartney has penned some of the most delicious, memorable melodies of all time. And he did a ton of great things after the 60s and 70s. But that's kind of was his heyday, obviously. So I'm starting there with Sir Paul McCartney to be the ringleader here. Do you want me to go ahead and keep giving mine?
Yeah, just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh crap.
I'm still working, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to give you a little time as I talk because, I'm making you do this so fast. You might be like, after we do the video, oh, I should have chosen, But hey, it's the nature of the surprise.
Yeah.
So my 80s and 90s person may surprise you.
Okay.
But if you really think about a songwriter, I don't think it should be too big of a surprise. Um, but folks, Paul McCartney's already sitting in the room waiting for a friend to arrive. And who walks through the door but Neil Finn? Right?
Well, there I got to restart mine again.
Oh, no
I
way.
had Finn as one of mine. Yeah.
Really? Well, you can. I mean, but wow, that's so great that you thought of him too. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep.
yeah, because I mean, obviously, Split Ends in the '70s and then Crowded House, and
Yeah.
but you know, he's done work with his son, a couple albums with him. He's done several solo albums that are great. I mean, geez, have you ever heard a bad Neil Finn song?
No, not at all.
No. I mean, that's just wow. All right, so you got to reload your list.
Yeah.
Started to do that to you.
Be backwards.
Uh, so my last one, and as I'm looking at my list here, I'm kind of regretting that I didn't throw a female in here, but just kind of what came to my head. But from 2000s to now, this might be an even bigger surprise than Neil Finn. So picture it. You got Paul and Neil sitting there starting to catch up, you know, talk about the families and all that. They're waiting for the last guy. And who walks in but Connor Oberst? Right?
There you go. There you go.
See, I wanted to throw someone in there that because with Paul and Neil, you might get a whole lot of syrupy stuff, maybe.
You would, yeah.
So I wanted to throw someone in there that might be a little bit more of a, hey, why don't we turn this upside down? Let's head a little bit and see what we can do with this song. So someone to kind of have that little bit of unsettling, what's the word I'm looking for? Thinking outside the box, which it sounds like I'm busting on Paul and Neil. I'm not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just to get Connor in there for some of that little left of center type songwriting and ideas. So what a think tank, right? You got Paul McCartney, Neil Finn, and Connor Oberst.
I like it. I do like it. That's a good mix.
Yeah. So have I given you enough time, or do you want to talk through this with us?
I'm trying to think here. I think, man, this is tough. Yeah. This is definitely tough. I think for my first one, for the 60s and 70s,
okay,
I'm going to take Graham Parsons.
Wow.
I'm going to add a little bit of the American country rock element there.
Great choice.
80s, 90s. Man, this is tricky.
Yeah, because who are you going to put with Graham? Jeez.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Man. 80s, 90s. See, this is I'm trying to narrow this down in my head to where we're at. With everything.
I mean, if it comes down to Neil Finn, I mean, we can double up, you know.
Yeah, I mean that was on my mind early on, but I changed everything changed when I changed him. It kind of changed the whole dynamic.
Gotcha.
That affected everything when that one moved.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Shoot, let me see here. Man.
Take your time, buddy. I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah, let me see here. This is a tough one. This is definitely tough. I'm trying to put it together.
While you're thinking, I'll talk to the folks a little bit more about my three. I'm trying to think of, what kind of stuff would they come up with? Paul has a wide range, obviously. But Paul and Neil, for the most part, melodic pop rock is what you get. And like I said, that's why I threw Connor in there to mix it up a bit, a little more of that indie folk. Very creative lyricist is Connor Oberst as well. So I think some of that energy mixed with the elder statesmen. Let's be honest, they are at this point. I think it would make for some interesting results. Definitely stuff I would listen to. So
now my next problem coming up with here is I'm not grasping the name of the person I'm trying to get. The main songwriter for Poco. I'm trying to remember.
Oh,
because I would love to put them together, but I can't remember.
Oh, Rusty.
It might be. Without you put me on the spot, so I can't actually pull the name.
Yeah. Well, I
But
can
yeah,
look.
yeah, do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea with Graham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got some cocoa here. Let me take a look. Let's see. One of their albums has like, oh, here it is. Rusty Young.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's here. I'll put my I'll point to him with my finger and this picture of these guys. Make sure it's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, because he highly underrated as well.
Yes. Wow, what a great pick, Graham Parsons and Rusty Young.
And then
Oh.
I think for the new era, I'd
Go
probably put
ahead.
Jay Farr with him.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go Ryan.
No, I think Jay Farr would be a good mix for him as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think if you put Graham Parsons and Ryan Adams in the same room, I think some chemical explosion might happen.
He probably would. Yeah. No, I'd probably go with Farr or even Westerberg, possibly as well. But yeah,
Ooh, that's interesting too. Yeah.
it would be. So those are kind of the two I'm floating for the new age.
Well, I tell you what, since you did
Yeah.
such a great job and I put you on the spot like that, I'll let you have 4 guys. You can have all 4.
Okay, I can have 4. Perfect.
Yeah.
Then all 4 of them are in it.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, I just thought this would be fun. I thought of this the other day, just thinking about those songwriting workshops and
Yeah.
throwing people together, see what you get. Sometimes on paper it looks good, and then you put them together and it's like,
A nightmare.
or they just, they last for 30 minutes and they all leave because they're not getting their voice heard or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, folks, just a fun little video here. We know, what we're going to say. What's your lineup? And now, folks at home, you only get to choose 3. Only Brad gets to choose 4. So
true.
So and again, this is about songwriting. It's not about, how many instruments they could play and make a band or anything. No, this is all about songwriting. So pick one from the 60s and 70s era, one from the 80s and 90s era, one from 2000 to today. We'd love to see what you guys at home come up with. So help us out with that. We'd love to look through those comments. So, Brad, thanks for your time and thanks for allowing me to put you on the spot.
Absolutely.
As always, Brad, and I'm your friend Keith. This is the KMB Music Den. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, share on social media, subscribe to the channel, smash the bell for notifications, and we will see you real soon with more content. Thanks for watching. See you, Brad.
Yep.